Love you 3,000.
أنا habak 3,000 from
Love
UAE.
you 3,000.
Ti amo 3,000.
Para kami dahil 3,000.
Welcome to another edition of Coach Miranda Miner's Daily Technical Charting, Fundamentals, Improvement of Trading Quotient, and everything about crypto all in one channel.
Get to know more about cryptocurrency trading from Coach Miranda Miner. Watch our daily technical analysis, fundamental analysis, exclusive interviews, and everything about crypto all in one channel.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce to you the one and only, the voice that introduced, pitikin kita sa ilong, isang hampas na lang ng palakol, the power of yet. Please, let's give it up to our pambansang crypto coach, Coach Miranda Miner.
Let's all discuss all of the worthy issues ngayon sa ating market. This is Coach Miranda Miner Reacts. Tutok na! Let's all discuss all of the worthy issues. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, Miranda. Isang magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Miranda, welcome to our show. Napakaganda po ng topic natin. Medyo malaliman itong topic natin today. And of course, thank you to our global Miranda Miner research team for really empowering us with awesome knowledge and information. Isang magandang gabi, Miranda. Salamat nga pala sa MetaMask. Mapatunayan ko talaga ng mga parang US size po talaga to suot natin. No? Maraming salamat, MetaMask, na napakagandang t-shirt, ha? Alright, let's now do this. Pag ready na, type number 1. Of course, thank you to our YouTube viewers and our Binance live viewers. Hello sa inyo. Oy, speaking of Binance, no? Maraming salamat sa pag-imbita nyo sa akin dyan in Phuket, Vietnam, no? Sabi nila, we only invited the top 75 affiliates of Binance in Asia and the Pacific. Pasensya na kayo, no? At talagang siguro kung nandyan din ako, baka talagang inubuhan ko lang kayo lahat dyan, Miranda. So, pasensya na. But I wish you guys all the best, no? Yang ating napakagandang mga activities na sinabi sa atin, magiging talagang kapanapanabik daw, Miranda, no? Yan. So, napakaganda ng parang Boracay yata nila to, Miranda, no? Parang Boracay nila to, pero siguro pakita ko lang sa inyo yung dapat nandoon tayo, pero okay lang. That's okay, no? That's okay. I mean, at the end of the day, andito ako para sa inyo at tayo po ay healthy, Miranda, at mas pinili ko muna sa Pilipinas. Ayan. Ayan, na-miss natin. Na-miss natin yan, Na-miss natin yung Binance Affiliate Campus. Pero okay lang, Miranda. I'm still here in front of each and every one of you. So, yun, no? Sama-sama tayo for today. And of course, ingat kayo dyan. Enjoy Nakakatuwa si Binance. Sabi ba naman sa akin, sige na, umattend ka na, sagot na namin. Kung sagot nyo ba, di ba? Puntahan mo na, Miranda, di ba? At alam ko sinabi lahat ng members na pumunta daw ako dyan, ayaan mo na. There's always a next time, no? And kaysa naman kalatan ko kayo ng letter C dyan, di ba? Ito na lang tayo sa Pilipinas muna. At pakiramdam ko parang di ako makakalabas. Baka maipit ako dun no? Baka maipit ako dun pag pinili kong pumunta dun at nagkaroon tayo ng, alam mo na, yung... diba? Alright. Okay, let's now go with our episode for today, Miranda. Napakaganda po ng ating topic. So let's now do this. No? Let's actually now do this, Miranda.
This program is brought to us by BingX, the world's fastest growing crypto app where you can find your next multi-bagger coin. Download now using Coach Miranda Miner's referral link found in your chat room and in the screen.
Alright, price of Bitcoin, medyo tumitenga tayo sa 28,000 pero kanina humataw ng 29,000. Grabe, no? Napaka-volatile. Sobrang volatile. Kahit Bitcoin, hindi makapaniwala talaga na ganyan ka-volatile si Bitcoin. Obviously, there's a reason behind that. Ethereum at 1803, BNB 317. Meron ako inaabang ang price kay BNB actually around 306 area. FYI sa inyo. Sana mag-bounce doon. Yung time ko yun. XRP at 0.54. Cardano at 0.378. Dogecoin at 0.0751. Polygon Matic at 1.11. Solana at 2066, Polkadot at 615, Litecoin at 9015, SHIB Inu at 1065, TRX at 6507, AVAX at 1737, Miranda at Chainlink at 735, and yun ang ating price for ating price reveal. No? Alright, so what's happening in the market? Couple of reminders. Can you please take down note, Miranda? Kasi mahalaga ito. No? I'm going to be talking about, pag-uusapan po natin, ano po ba yung mga kailangan yung matandaan? Kasi ilang araw na lang April na. No? Ilang araw na lang April na. So, kailangan po natin itong malaman. Kasi this can drive the price of your coin. Paki-take down note po, no? Paki-take down note. Alright, so before ko sabihin yung mga yun, meron muna akong babasahin sa inyo. No? I'm gonna be talking to you. I'm gonna be, makinig kayo, meron akong konting tula na hinihanda para sa inyo. Tula or spoken poetry ika nga. No? Para po sa inyong lahat. Okay, let's now do this, Miranda. Alright, ang aking tutulain sa inyo is, na-miss mo yung ilalim, move on ka na. Na-miss mo yung ilalim, move on ka na. Okay, simulan ko na, no? Alright, so simulan natin by saying, no, magkaroon tayo ng katahimikan, a little bit of silence. Okay? Little bit of silence. Alright. Meron akong kwento sa inyo. 129 days ago to be exact, ang presyo ng Bitcoin ay pumalo sa ilalim ng $16,000. During that time, FTX had collapsed a few days prior. Imaginein mo yung gains na meron ka kung ikaw ay sumalok sa $16,000. Imaginein mo ang inyong portfolio. Pumikit ka muna, Miranda, meron tayong konting imagination dito. Alright, pikit ka muna. Ako muna magkukwento. Alright, pikit na. Okay? Imaginein mo kung ano at magkano ang portfolio mo ngayon. Magkano kaya ang scoop mo na pera or magkano kaya ang extra Bitcoin ang meron ka na ngayon? Na currently, it's already up almost 60+% coming from the 16,000 low. Imagine mo kung ikaw ay sumalok ng XRP nung ito ay nasa 0.23. Imaginein mo na ikaw ay nakasalok sa CFX at sometimes even sa Coco. Imaginein mo meron kang nasalok. imaginein mo din na wala. Imaginein mo din, what if for example, yung pera mong yan ay naiwan sa bangko noong November? Dahil ikaw ay natakot at ayaw mo talagang galawin yung pera na nasa bangko. Yung pera na yan, na dapat ay binili mo ng kotse, ay binili mo ng kotse. Consider mo kung magkano sana ang kinita mo ngayon if you invested on Bitcoin when it was on the $16,000. Consider na alam mo na yung pagbili mo sanang yon is just few clicks away from becoming a reality. The greatest opportunity, potentially, the decade of 2020 has to offer. Okay, ngayon, open your eyes. Open your eyes. So, kalimutan mo lahat ng sinabi ko. Pure imagination lang naman yun. Pero here's the truth, Miranda. If you buy some Bitcoin today, pagtatawanan ka eh. Pagtatawanan ka. What if, for example, bumagsak ang Bitcoin sa $20,000? Pag inintay mong mag-breakout si Bitcoin sa $30,000, pagtatawanan ka din kasi late ka. And if you wait for the pullback below 25,000, pagtatawanan ka din kasi what if it never comes? Miranda, to be honest with you, it doesn't matter when you buy. Kasi at the end of the day, meron pa ding mga magtatawa sa'yo. Kahit kapamilya mo nga eh. And if we're actually counting the way that they're laughing, na siguro we're not counting naman, siguro, I don't think it's possible you could be any worse sa timing ni Michael Saylor. At this point in time, dapat kalimutan na natin yung sinasabi natin laging should have, would have, and could have opportunity. If not, as if Bitcoin is an auction and when the final bid is placed, whoever didn't win is out of luck. Hindi ganun. Bitcoin is not going anywhere. Hindi tatakbo yan. So it's the time we act like it's the perfect time to buy. Balik tayo dun kay Saylor. Alam mo si Saylor, he didn't know that he would be buying more Bitcoin because he could pay back naman an early loan to Silvergate for a discount. Pero when it happened, he bought more. Hindi naman ibig sabihin nito na he collected some extra cash and he just sat down waiting for the right time. In fact, he took the opportunity when he was given and ran with the opportunity. Natandaan ko nung sinabi ko sa inyo, start accumulating 3 weeks ago when the banking issues have started. The question is, nasan ka nun? The question is, bakit hindi ka nag-accumulate? The question is, when the narrative came in and when we said that crypto will benefit when the bank run persists, nasaan ka nun, Miranda? Hindi ako si Michael Saylor. Hindi ako isang maximalist. In fact, ayoko ng stupid buying. What I'm advocating for you, Miranda, is ending that financial nightmare that continuously haunts you. Kung ikaw ay nag-hold, there's nearly 100% chance na yung should have, would have, could have demon lives in your mind still. It feeds off from your longing na yung magical perfect number sana ay nakuha ko. Sana nakuha ko sa 16,000. Sana nakuha ko sa 22,000. Sabi nga nila, nasa huli ang pagsisisi. To be honest, 129 days ago, we could have made it all back. But the more we think about it, the more that demon could have, would have, should have is growing. I challenge you to laugh at those demons every time you're reminded of it. Ayaw kasi niya na mag-focus lang tayo sa future and sa present. Gusto lagi niyang tinatawanan ka. No? Tinatawanan ka niyan if you do dollar cost averaging, rebalancing, when you're studying, when you're paper trading, and when you take opportunities to come. Yung demon na yan na ikaw mismo has nowhere to hide when your long-term plan is very clear at there's no single element of doubt that can shake your conviction. At alam mo ba, ang pinakamagandang sikreto sa lahat is if your emotions are in check, when you have a proper plan, yung self-demon mo na yan will surrender itself completely and it will relinquish to you control. Napaka-imposible talaga to find the best time to buy on low and sell on high. No one will know what's going to happen, not even a second into the future. But if you believe that Bitcoin is your future, then there's nothing all behind it. Everything is just part of history. I do think that there is a good chance we will still have an unpredictable retracements this year. But when the dust settles, only those that bought on the $16,000 129 days ago are declared winners. Nagustuhan nyo ba yung aking konting narrative today? No? Kung nagustuhan mo ito, then pues, tutulungan kita para hindi ka manghula. I'm now going to give you a little bit of insights para hindi ka na yung should have, would have, and could have. Sinong ready ng yumaman? Type number 1. Alright, patunayan ko sa inyo that the price is not just because of technical analysis. I'm going to prove to each and every one of you that the price of Bitcoin is not just because of any technical analysis. The price of Bitcoin is based on many macroeconomic drivers. If you don't believe me, I'm going to prove to you because I prepared a very well thought of analysis on what do I think is driving Bitcoin. Bibigyan kita ng konting analysis at teorya kung saan pwedeng pumunta ang Bitcoin. Ganun din ang ginamit ni Coach nung sinabi niya, start accumulating when it was actually on the 22,000 level, when it retraced on the 22,000 level simply because there was a bank narrative. Okay, tandaan mo, hindi technical analysis lang ang sagot. In this particular case, if someone tells you that it's just pure technical analysis, ipakausap mo kay Coach Miranda Minor. Or baka hindi na. Let that person watch what I'm going to show today. Alright, let's now move on as a community. This is a research for all of you, Miranda.
This program is brought to us by BingX, the world's fastest growing crypto app where you can find your next multi-bagger coin. Download now using Coach Miranda Minor's referral link found in your chat room and in the screen.
Okay, papatunayan ko sa iyo that the price of Bitcoin is actually following macroeconomic drivers. Papatunayan ko sa iyo yan. Alright? And my story starts today. Sometime around April and May of last year, nagkaroon ng malaking pagbago sa inflasyon at CPI. At dahil dito, nagkaroon ng pinakamalaking interest rate hike na nagsimula nung quarter 1 of 2022 na nag-extend towards 2023. Nagkaroon ng pinakamalaking levels of inflation throughout couple of decades in the US history. Matandaan natin that on November 2021, nagkaroon ng statement si Powell na ito ay transitory, ngunit sila ay nabigo at nagkaroon ng malaking pagkakamali. Dahil dito, nagkaroon ng malaking pronouncements ang Fed, and therefore on the week of March 29 onwards, bumagsak ang presyo ng Bitcoin from an average of $48,000 to almost $28,000. Dahil doon, nagkaroon ng pagbagsak din ng mga malalaking merkado tulad ng Nasdaq and S&P 500. Nagkaroon ng takot. Hindi doon natapos ang pagbagsak ng Bitcoin. Matapos lamang ang ilang linggo towards the month of May and June, nagkaroon ng historical issue na nag-drive ng pagbagsak from almost $32,000 to almost $17,000 simply because of the Luna crash made by Do Kwon catastrophe. Dumaan ng maraming araw at buwan up until towards November and October-November of 2022, nakaka-recover na si Bitcoin. Lumalaban si Bitcoin. Umabot na ng 20,000 si Bitcoin. But there was an unprecedented problem that just created massive issues across the market. That time, SBF and FTX collapsed. Because of this, Bitcoin went down from an average of $21,000 down to almost $15,000, Miranda. Now, we are seeing that the price of Bitcoin coming from 48,000 is down to almost 15,000. Not because Bitcoin is not a hedge, not because Bitcoin is not a hedge against inflation, but Bitcoin is a victim of the issues na nangyari not on the decentralized world. It's a victim of optics that have happened on the centralized organizations because they have a CEO. Throughout the entire time, from April and May of 2022 up until November to December of 2022, there was a massive erosion on the price of Bitcoin. Coming from an average of 47,000 to 15,000, it's almost 3,000% down from its price way back March and April of 2022. Pero Miranda, back to the argument. What is driving the price? What is driving the price of Bitcoin? Is it the whales? Is it the market? Miranda, let me continue my story to all of you. Because there was a sudden change on the narrative. As a matter of fact, December and January, there was a narrative. There was a narrative that inflation is becoming more controlled. The narrative is, sinabi ni Powell, disinflation. Aside from giving some potential hints na ang ating interest rate will become 0.5 down to 0.25, nagkaroon din ng magandang argument that inflation is going to slow down. Therefore, Bitcoin raised from 15,000 almost to a high of $25,000. However, February week 1 to week 2 was the time when the entire cryptocurrency world was agitated when the Silvergate Bank collapsed. In a sense, from a stock market price perspective, this is not a new issue. As a matter of fact, November of 2021, they already have expressed couple of emotions, particularly on the optics na pinapalabas nila. Bakit? Because the Federal Reserve, the regulatory communities are actually targeting these types of investments na may kinalaman sa crypto. Dahil dito, the price of Bitcoin went down from 25,000 up down to 19,700. During this time, Coach Miranda Miner, on the week of March 12 and 13, made a brave commitment and encouragement to the community that we might see a potential reversal of the trend. Bakit? Because the bank narrative can strengthen the optics and the confidence on the crypto world. True enough, coming from $19,000, humataw to almost $28,000 si Bitcoin, Miranda. And I think this is one of the reasons why we keep on saying that it's not just pure price action. There are catalysts. The question right now is, what can drive a Bitcoin to a $30,000 or a potential $20,000 retracement that can be supported by this previous support. Anong pwedeng mag-drive dyan? Pag-usapan natin ang $20,000 scenario. Unang-una, the price of the Bitcoin today can still hit the $20,000. Why? Because number one, listen to this very carefully, if SEC wins the case against Coinbase, XRP, and Grayscale. Number two, if CFTC wins the case against Binance. Number three, if the Binance IT issues continues. And this coming May, may tinatawag tayong sell in May and go away. So coming from all the arguments na sinabi natin, this can potentially be a driver for a $20,000. Question, yes, is it a potential? Yes, it's a potential. Question, pwede ba rin maging 20,000? Absolutely potential because the same narrative, the same issues na nare-receive natin ngayon are just a cycle. You know, negative issue drives down price. Negative issue drives down price. Positive issue, positive narratives pump the price. But what is going to drive a $30,000 scenario? Let me tell you what my theories are. What can drive a $32,000 Bitcoin and what can drive a $48,000 Bitcoin? These are my potential drivers. Unang-una, puntahan muna natin ngayon ang 2-year yield. Miranda, the 2-year yield is also being used right now as equivalent. Ito po yung halos equivalent ng interest rates. Pag sinabi ng Federal Reserve, sila ay magtataas ng interest rates, fina-follow lang ng 2-year yield ang interest rates na yan. Nung ito ay bumaba, nagkaroon nito ng pagbaba simply because the money is being injected again. No? They're doing QE again, quantitative easing. They're printing money, Miranda. And that's the reason why the 2-year yield is actually going lower. Right? So from a trajectory perspective, ito ay bumababa. Going now to the dollar, because of the softening of the interest rates, because nagdahan-dahan na ng pagtaas ng interest rates ang Fed, therefore, starting November of last year, bumababa na rin ang strength of a dollar. Marami na rin tayo nakikita ngayong mga optics, mga news, FAs na sinasabing, let's try to ditch dollar, Miranda. And that is a potential driver for interest rates. Let's now talk about NDQ. So NDQ is actually on a roll today. Bakit nga ba sila nasa roll? Let me explain to you in a very easy to understand manner. Bakit lumalaban si NDQ katulad ni Bitcoin? Miranda, tingnan mo tong itsura na to. Take a look at this. And I want you to take a look at the same picture here. Magkamuka po iyan. There's obviously a little bit of similarities on those colors, Miranda. Kapag pagbagsak niya, there was actually a massive all-time high trend resistance breakout. Tumuloy paakyat dahil nagkaroon ng Silvergate issue, humataw pababa. Sinoplayan ng support, tinulak niya pataas because there was a narrative. Therefore, there was a good marriage of your technical analysis and your fundamental that pushed the drive to go, the price to go even higher. Now, what is the $48,000 Bitcoin narrative? Unang-una, himayin natin ito. Number one, the market believes that the Fed is still going to decrease interest rates. If the market continues to believe that the Fed is going to decrease interest rates ng December, iisipin yan, the price today is already priced in. I don't care if you raise interest rates today. As far as I know, kumbaga, iniisip niyan parang magjowa. Okay lang yan kahit awayin mo ko ngayong May, awayin mo ko ng April, maghihiwalay din naman tayo ng December, Miranda.
Ikaw ay nakikinig kay Coach Miranda Miner sa Daily Crypto Live.
Ganon yung algorithm niya. Iniisip niya, okay lang yan, magalit ka, wala na akong pakialam because you're going to change your mind anyways for December. Now, the second argument is, marami po ngayong nasa merkado or actually using money market funds to protect their investments. However, if you are actually in a money market fund, if your bonds would sell off, your yields can get you income. But if you see that the rates are going down dramatically, which is happening right now, if your yields are actually decreasing, it can potentially create a mindset that investors can go to the risk assets because they are going to become more attractive on a risk-adjusted process. Sa mga estudyante ko ng fundamentals, dapat alam nyo na to. Remember, if the bond yields go higher, it could potentially result into higher returns on the debt securities held by money market fund. Ulitin ko ha, if your bond yields could go higher, it could result into higher returns on the debt securities held by money market fund, which could lead into higher earnings in investors on that money market fund. However, it's important to note that the money market funds typically do not offer very high returns. Therefore, they're going now on a more high risk adjusted assets. In this case, yun po si Nasdaq. All right. What can drive a $48,000 Bitcoin? Lastly, XRP and Grayscale wins against SEC. Kabaliktaran lahat. Binance wins. Okay? Binance wins. Grayscale gets their spot ETF. XRP wins the case. Ultra bull run. Alright? And last but not the least, ito yung medyo ayoko naman mangyari. Listen to me carefully. This is the last that I'd not want to happen. Unang-una, the optics continues. As a matter of fact, bakit? They're already grilling the regulators. Ginigrill na ng mga senators ang mga regulators. Alright? They're asking why. Why? What can we do? What can we do? Pero I don't necessarily think about that yet because they're going to be talking about what? Fed failures, balance sheets, reporting requirements, systematic risks, global liquidity. They're going to be talking all of that. But I don't think changes will happen over the next 3 months. I don't think so. When you raise a bill in any Congress, matagal yan. So, ongoing hearing for the past couple of days, and I'm sure na-discover nila na may problema ang ating regulators. Puro sila crypto, puro kayo crypto. Hello, nagbagsakan na yung mga bangko sa harapan ninyong lahat. And because, obviously, you are not doing your job. Diba? You're not doing your job. Yun ang problema doon. They're all focused on crypto, but no one is actually, it's for the benefit of everyone listening to this call. Right? Because dahil nagkaroon ng bank narrative, dahil nagkaroon ng less trust in the banks, therefore, the trust in our cryptocurrency is now even stronger.
Ang galing mo talaga, Coach.
Diba? I mean, it's now even stronger, Miranda. So therefore, kapag ito nangyari, wag naman po sana, less lending and deposits due to less trust in banks. The banks are now going to be after high-quality clients. At merong lalabas na study, according sa isang analyst na si Barr, this coming mid of May, malalaman natin kung ano ba talagang problema nila. Of course, the regulators will not tell you what's wrong. The Congress might be able to find what's wrong. Tingnan natin. So therefore, in summary, there were two optics here. Potentially, ulitin natin Miranda, uulitin natin the reason why Bitcoin is actually within the 48,000, 15,000, 20,000, 25,000, 15,000, 25,000, 20,000, lahat ng galaw na yan, there are stories, there are fundamentals. There are fundamentals, Miranda. It's not price action. Therefore, bilang isang trader, magtiwala ka that what can drive your price is what? Another set of news. Diba? Ulit-ulit lang yan. There's just a cycle, no? Alright? And of course, from an intermediate perspective, may cycles talaga tinuturo tayo. Anatomy of the feast, diba? Matter of fact, if you draw again your trend line here, Miranda, this is your trend resistance breakout. You're supposed to be expecting for what? We're expecting for an initial run-up. Tumaas, sinopla lang. Bakit? Because not necessarily because meron ka talagang key level resistance ito. Because as a matter of fact, Nilagpasan mo na si 24,000 eh. Hindi na technical resistance yan. That's basically because may negative narrative si Silvergate coin. Nung nagkaroon ng negative narrative, bumagsak yung price ng coin to almost 19,000. But, dito maraming na short squeeze. People are thinking, babagsak na sa 20,000 yan. It's gonna be going down to 15,000. But what have happened? There was a narrative change. There was a narrative change on cryptocurrency, particularly for Bitcoin. The narrative change was, there is risks in bank right now. Imaginein mo, for the longest time, during 1800s, inasabi ng buong mundo, magbangko ka para safe ang pera mo. For the longest time, na-highlight, bumango, gumanda ang algorithm, ang optics ng Bitcoin because no one is governing Bitcoin. For one of the very few historical moments na pwede mong sabihin, do not trust the banks. Bakit? Kasi nga nagkakawalaan ng pera sa bangko. Di ba? Kailangan pumasok ng gobyerno to ensure your money. Therefore, it is the bank narrative. What can drive a 30,000 Bitcoin? What can drive a 40,000 Bitcoin? It is the bank narrative, Miranda.
Ang galing mo talaga, Coach.
So what we are missing here, ano yung hindi natin alam? We forget na merong magandang bank narrative. Lahat tayo tumitingin tayo doon sa mga maliliit na mga waves. True enough, if you go down to the microwaves, if you go down to the minuscule wave, if you go down to the 15 minutes, Miranda, if you go down to the 15 minutes, makikita mo talaga yung mga retracements yan. The retracements can really happen. Right? But at the end of the day, kung ikaw yung trader na alam mo, meron kang conviction that the price of the coin can go higher because of the narrative, you are going to do the right thing. Hindi na ikaw yung should have, would have, could have. Right? And huwag mo isipin yung mga taong tatawa sa'yo. At the end of the day, hindi naman nila pera yan. Right? What's important is, you know the narrative and you know where your money is going to go, Miranda. Doon na, tapos na tayo. That's easy as that. Did you learn something? Sorry, very passionate si Coach, no? Last but not the least, no? Tomorrow, meron tayong inaasahan. Tomorrow, we have a very big options expiry, March 31st, no? We're expecting a quarterly options expiration for 2023. And I'm expecting big volatility tomorrow. Pakitandaan mo ito, Miranda. Tomorrow, there is a big fundamentals. Alright? There's a big fundamentals tomorrow. Okay. So, what is our overall message for today? Miranda, ang market may mga higher lows. Ang market may mga higher lows yan. But I can tell you is that trading cryptocurrency today is not just purely acting on technical analysis. Kung ikaw ay isang trader, huwag ka lang umasa on technicals. Mangialam ka, magkaroon ka ng right source of information. Find the right source of information. Subscribe to this channel. I'm going to give you all the right fundamentals. And sure enough, ako po ay nagbibigay ng when everyone else was saying, okay, when everyone else is saying, okay, death cross ka. When everyone is saying, ayan, napahiya ka, may left hand. When everyone was saying that, when Bitcoin was at 22,000, oh yan, nasan sila ngayon? Diba? This is not about who's right. This is not about sinong tama dito. Ang alam dapat natin is, it does not matter kung ano man yang technical analysis na. What matters is A, do you know what's happening in the news? B, do you know that there's fundamentals? C, do you know that there's an upcoming risk to your asset? Because at the end of the day, hindi lang lagi pwedeng paakyat, no? Kung sino man ang nagsabi noon, right? Pwedeng tama rin siya. What if, for example, negative yung FA? Nagkataon positive. Nagkaroon ng bank run narrative. Nagbago. Tatandaan ninyo, moving averages are laggards. They're laggards. Right? So let's make sure na tayo, learned tayo, marunong tayong mag-isip. Hindi tayo oo ng oo. Makinig kayo sa mga balita. Pag nahirapan kayo mag-monitor ng balita, makinig kayo dito sa channel na to. I'm going to tell you ngayon. Kayo na bahala mag-interpret, no? Kayo bahala mag-interpret. Ito yung balita, ang gagawin namin, ang gagawin ko. 'Di ba? And at the end of the day, babasahin ko ulit yung sinabi ko kanina. I'm going to read again, last but not the least, what I said earlier. Alam mo, there's a lot of times when we say should have, would have, could have, right? It's not a poem to tell you you missed a lot. Hindi yun eh. Ang argument ko dito is marami pa ding mga ganyang pagkakataon. No? Pag dumarating yung ganyang demon mo, ayaw kasi niyang mag-focus ka on the present and the future. Tinatawanan ka niyan if you do dollar cost averaging, rebalancing, studying, paper trading, take opportunities when they come. No? Pero kapag malinaw ang plano mo, alam mo ang ginagawa mo sa investments mo. Alam mo yung coin mo may potential. No? Napakalinaw ng plano mo at you have clarity on your vision in your money. You want it to grow, 'di ba? Then that demon will surrender on you. Again, it's nearly impossible to time the market. Nobody knows what's going to happen, but at least, based on what I've shown to you earlier, the market works on cycles. The market reacts on news. And if you believe that Bitcoin is going to be a chance in the future, then that is all there is. That is all there is to it. The rest is history. I do think that there's a good chance we will see another potential retracement. But when the dust settles, only those that bought on a $16,000 are the winners. With that said, maraming salamat kay Miranda. I love you 3,000. Sana nagustuhan mo ang aking quick episode for today. I love you. Maraming salamat po. And I hope na-inspire kitang tumingin ng balita. If you are now inspired on the news, please mag-leave ka naman ng comment after our video for today. And please give me your like. Maraming salamat guys and I love you 3,000. Bye!
I've been dreaming on in my head like I've seen it. A life worth living is a life with meaning. I'll do what I love till my heart stops beating. I'm feeding this demon.